Okay. They say no good deed goes unpunished. You know Richard Camp? He was a hero. He tackled an armed gunman in a bank and stopped a robbery. He, along with a suspect and another person in the bank, were shot. None of the injuries were life-threatening. It happened at the Farmers and Merchants Bank in Long Beach. The bank sent Camp some flowers and offered to take him and his wife for lunch. In the melee, he was shot in the leg. He's now unable to work. Court documents say he has no way to support his wife and daughter at this time. What's he doing? Suing the bank because he alleges the security guard was in the parking lot. Should the bank have done more than offer to take him to lunch? Is the bank liable? Remember, nobody asked Camp to be a hero. What do you think, Ron?
I think he's probably got his mortgage at the bank and they're going to foreclose on him. I mean, this is so awful. Hey, let's take lunch. Thanks for saving us and our employees from these guys shooting up the place. I mean, of all the kinds of business practices and terrible customer relations and no sense of public relations, they ought to give the guy a giant reward. And they're going to wind up paying it because it couldn't be more embarrassing. And there'll be a run on this bank. It'll be one of those taken over by the feds before you know it.
When you talk about
the way they're running the bank.
When you talk about a giant reward, how much? What should the reward be for that?
Well, I mean, you got to examine the guy's situation. If he really can't work and he saved you all, then you got to sit down at the table and help him. There are bankers; they can help him straighten out his finances. If it's 50 or 100,000, I mean, they can pay that. They've got insurance, they've got deals. They can fix the problem, and they haven't engaged the problem. They sent him flowers, and they bought him lunch. I mean, it's like a parody of the way to handle something like this. Of course, the guy's mad.
Now, Debra, keep in mind though that no one told him to be a hero. No one told him. As a matter of fact, most businesses will tell their employees, hey, if we're getting robbed or stuck up, get out of the way. Don't be a hero. Nonetheless, he did save the bank. Who's right here?
Well, you know what? I agree with Ron on certain areas, but there is one area where I'm actually going to have to detour off of that path of agreement. And that's, yes, no one told him to be a hero. And yes, the security was outside, but usually in a situation like that, you should be compliant. Lay down, mind your business, keep your body safe. So don't be a hero. And in the process of being a hero, you subsequently got shot trying to save an organization who's never tried to save you. And then you come back and say, I want to sue you for it. And if you win money, then you're a smart man. But if you don't, then you shouldn't have won in the first place. I mean, so it's 6 of one, a half dozen of the other at this point. It's great that you decided to do that. It's great that you decided to be a hero. But know that as soon as you take those steps to do that, you're individually on your own. Nobody really owes you anything except a thank you.
Well, you know something, Debra? In the big scheme of things, I think you're absolutely right. But I'll say this. Ron makes complete and total sense here. I mean,
yes.
This guy just saved everybody in the bank, stopped the holdup, do more than send him flowers and say, rest in peace. Nobody needs that. The guy just saved everybody.
But it's a financial institution. What do you expect from a 21st century financial institution?
Boy,
to actually pay your bills and get you out of debt?
Yeah, we know you expect a whole lot of nothing in these days. Okay. Men, listen up. Ladies, please be honest here. At first glance, ladies, are you more attracted to a man driving an expensive car? I'm not suggesting you're shallow or mercenary. I'm just asking. Does a guy look better in an expensive car? According to a new scientific study, researchers found women more attractive when they're driving expensive cars. 240 people were randomly selected and shown photos of an average-looking person inside a costly vehicle or a reasonably priced modest car. Women rated the man more attractive when he was sitting in the expensive car. Debra, I know you love Ron Kaye, but would he be even hotter sitting inside a Bugatti?
Yes. Mr. Yummy in a Bugatti? Absolutely. And I'll tell you why.
Why?
It's a very primal thing. It's a very primal thing, the same way that men have a physiological attraction to women who have big hips. And they tend to do that simply because, for the most part, it's because they look like they're childbearers. They look like they can carry. They look like they can carry on the species, carry on the race. And therefore, when we see a man in an expensive car, regardless of what he looks like, number one, it's indicative that he can take care of himself, that he's financially stable, that he's got a great job. So we're not just looking at that particular aspect physically. We're not just looking at those things with our eyes. We're looking at the potential and possibility of the future that that person holds, which is security for a woman. And I don't care how independent a woman is or how much a woman is a homemaker. The idea and the concept is primal and primitive from the very, very beginning and dawning of time.
So an expensive car is like having big hips. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. Expensive hips with 4 wheels and rims and 2-inch, and the stick shift. Someone who can afford the gas. Ooh, with rich Corinthian leather that can go from 0 to 80 in 3.7 seconds.
I need a towel. I need the towel off here. I'm sorry. What do you think, Ron?
I never knew a car was that sexy, man. I was obviously born 50 years too late. A cherry red mint, 55 Chevy would have done me good, and my whole life would have been different, wouldn't it? If it's that sexy, 420 horses in front of me, the girls would have been drooling. And I've been driving jalopies all my life. Just my luck.
But at the end of the day, Ron, you did okay, right? You did okay. You did good.
No, I made it through all right. There's no doubt about it.
All right. Ron, Debra, great job tonight. Always good talking to you guys. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.